Hey, you guys, happy Monday. Good morning, Nita. How are you, baby? I am, y'all know me, child. Working on my last couple of logistics. I don't know why I think I'm faster than that little 30-second countdown because I never am. But at any rate, I'm checking along. I hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Um, hey, Lolita, how are you, baby? Happy Monday. Hey, Nancy. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Let me. I'm almost done, y'all. I promise. Hold on. Sorry. That's my other device. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, that one. Welcome in, baby. Let's do it. All right, y'all. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Mine was very chill. I was kind of taking some time for me and my family. Y'all, I'm so excited. So I found out today that Chris Brown is doing a concert here in Germany, y'all. I don't know why he would have put Germany on the map, but he definitely he definitely did. And it's so crazy because like a week ago, my daughter was telling me that that is one of the concerts that she would like to go to, and she's struggling with the transition over here, y'all, because it's different. I told y'all it's very different. It's very boring and it's very traditional, especially for like teenagers. So I'm definitely gonna take her to this concert, y'all. I'm gonna take her to this concert. And I'm trying to debate if I should tell her or just pull up and surprise her or whatever, because I think that might help. Because she has been big struggling, y'all. Like, it's kind of worrying me. She's like, Mom, as soon as I turn 18, I'm going back to the States. And she turned 18 next year. I think she's just talking because she is very much a mama's girl, my oldest baby. But in case she not, y'all, she do turn 18 next year. Anyway, hey Robin, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. I'm working the listening period and get that money. Hey Vet, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. So y'all know me, short and sweet. I just want to hop on real quick. I am, even though I started to call in this morning, but I said to self, girl, get your arse to work. I'm sorry. Happy Monday, Ashley. No, for real, Lolita. Trust me, I feel all of that, girl, because I did not want to today. And then I felt like, it's usually hard at first, right? With anything, going to work, getting up in the morning, working out, whatever you trying to do that you got to do, whatever. And once you get past that initial like cussing yourself out, it becomes easier over time. So I totally get that. And once I got myself moving today, I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna be proactive. I got everything going, y'all. Went to the grocery store and everything for dinner, all of that. And y'all, I forgot one item. Oh, child, I'm so sorry. So I think I'm about to text my daughter and tell her, hey, when you get out the bus, go pick up this one item for me so I don't have to go back because like I'm over it. I'm like, look, I done did everything I needed to do. I'm home now and I don't want to do nothing else today. Shit, I want to relax. um, so I get it, Lolita. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys about y'all know me, I'm always roaming the streets of social media. And not just YouTube streets, baby, because YouTube streets be on fire. So when they be on fire, I try to roam other places. Lily says, man, some mornings is a real struggle. No, for real, especially Mondays when you've been chilling all weekend, living your best life, chilling. I get it. So anyway, I was rummaging through social media and I saw this quote, which is what inspired this live. And I think it's so accurate. But before I get into the quote, I want to touch on the basics of what I'm going to be talking about, right? So when it comes to social media, right? Social media is, well, I don't want to say that. I'm going to say it like this, right? It's one of the most powerful aspects that a lot of us utilize because it allows people, like it has the ability to bring people together, right? Across all different type of geographic locations, right? Like I'm talking to you guys and I'm in Germany. Most of you guys are in the States. Hey, lady love. Welcome in, baby. Thank y'all for, if y'all see someone in the chat speaking that I have not acknowledged, please say hello to them so I know that they're in the chat so I can speak to them, because some people I'm still not able to see. So thank y'all so much. So anyway, social media, like, it allows people to connect across like different geographical locations. Like I just said, I am currently talking to you guys from Germany. There's other people from all over the world that you may watch or follow. There could be people in Canada, wherever, right? So that's one of the great aspects of social media. And then there's also things like, different cultural barriers. Like, it helps you understand different parts of the world, different types of people, where people are coming from. People have different perspectives or different ways of conversing or communicating with you through social media, right? Which it allows individuals to find like-minded communities and share experiences and build relationships, right? And I know for a lot of us, especially with some of the things we have witnessed. Hey, Demetria, welcome in, baby. I know for a lot of us, we've witnessed the craziness with people trying to build relationships on social media. But outside, I want you to think outside of the sector, right? Like, where it's normal at, like in real life, not abnormal situations, like what you guys see witnessing here on social media in the sector. I'm saying outside of that, right? Social media can be a beautiful thing. Good morning, Sabrina. Welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. Um, anyway, um so when it comes to social media platforms, right, they're designed to capture, a lot of our attention, right, for as long as possible, often at the expense of our well-being. And I can honestly admit that, because if we all are honest, like, even our phones, if you have a smartphone now, it will tell you how many hours you've been on an app, how many hours you've done whatever you've been doing on your phone as it pertains to social media and your activity on your phone, right? And what a lot of us probably don't realize, or we know it, but we just kind of, it goes over our head, is, like I said, these social media platforms are they're created, and the sole goal and purpose is to keep your attention as long as possible. That's why you're seeing different ads, you're seeing, different products advertised, you're seeing, oh, look at this, you want to join this trial for this amount of money. Like, they're selling you things and all type of things, because they want to keep you tuned in for as long as possible, but at the expense of your well-being. Hey, Jasmine, welcome in. And so many of these platforms use what we all know as algorithms, right? That's how the algorithms are set up, right? They promote addictive behaviors, right? And it leads us to spend excessive time online without us even realizing it. We in the shower with the phone connected in headphones. We walking around the house doing laundry. We listening to somebody or some type of podcast or something online. We in the grocery store shopping, we listening to a live, you know what I'm saying? Like, we take our phones and social media with us in a lot of places. Some of y'all just said, I'm at work listening, right? So you're able to multitask, which of course us content creators definitely appreciate the support and things like that. But just trying to show you, like, how social media can be addictive. And that is the point of why some of these platforms are set up the way that they are, right? And so Nita says, girl in my tub with the iPad. Do you hear me, Nita? Look, they got stands and all. What do you mean? Girl, my phone will be with me everywhere almost. So I totally get it, right? So social media, I say all of that to say this, right? Social media has changed the way we are able to communicate, right? The way we view the world, and even the way we form relationships, right? Like, it's people real life. Like, back in the day, if you wanted to date somebody or something, you had to get your ass up and go meet somebody, right? You had to go out, you had to go to the club, or you had to go to church, or wherever you was gonna pick up your other half, right? You had to leave your house. Now, and that's just an example, you can date online. You can get a job all through online. You can schedule doctor's appointments online. I asked my doctor recently for a referral. Guess what she said? Here's your virtual phone appointment. She don't even need to see me face to face, right? And so while that is super convenient for a lot of us, it interferes with, like, basic um like communication skills, right? Like it affects the way we view the world and everything. And that's why so many of us are so antisocial. That's why so many of us can't get along in real life with people. That's why some of us like can't keep a relationship or a friendship for any length of time because of factors like social media. It creates a barrier between us and the real world because we're so sheltered or comfortable with the whole social media piece, but hiding behind a screen or not having to be direct if you don't want to, right? Some of us work from home, or have worked from home or can work from home, on certain parts of our schedule and things like that. Again, you doing a work meeting, yeah, you might be on the screen, but you might be calmed down. Child, you might be in a work meeting listening to a YouTube, live or video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it creates a situation where when there is time or a need for direct communication, shit goes left, basically. That one says, I had to take a break from these YouTube streets this weekend. Baby, when I tell you the BS that has spewed out on RH, I just have to say the brother needs to take care of business. I agree. Absolutely, I agree. Baby, he better than me. That's all I can tell you. He better than me. Because, baby, no, man, can't nobody play with me like that. It's tax season, and I've been swamped all weekend to get last-minute taxes prepared. Back at it again this morning. After 4:15, I get a break. Ooh, I know you excited. I ain't even gonna hold you. I just filed my taxes like a week ago. And it's crazy because usually I'm a lot more proactive about it. I usually try to file like mid to end February, but child, I almost forgot. I ain't even gonna hold you. I just filed last week and I've never filed this late, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, like I was saying, like social media interferes with the way that we communicate, in the basic way. And so these shifts can have positive, um, like when it comes to like, hold on, I done jumped ahead of my notes, y'all. Okay. I done threw myself off trying to read the comments. Hey Gloria, welcome in. Anyway, so it's changed the way we communicate, the way we view the world. All of that stuff is what I was talking about, right? Now, there can be positive effects when it comes to different shifts with social media, right? So that could include, like, for instance, social activism, right? We have different things like, um, different global awareness, Black Lives Matters movements, like we're very much aware of what is happening almost any and all of the time because people are so quick to put it out on social media. Things go viral fast, news spreads fast, and things like that. So that could be a positive effect as far as you being informed about different things that are going on around the world, right? But they can also bring out, negative consequences, right? Such as the erosion of face to face communication, like I was talking about previously, right? And you also have this rise of cancel culture, right? Somebody does one thing wrong and everybody like loses it, right? I posted a video, I think last week sometime, about Kiki Palmer, and everybody was like up in arms about her having Jonathan Majors come onto her podcast, right? Now, me personally, I could see it from both sides, and y'all know I'm always saying that, right? But really, I could see it both ways. I feel like, hey, that's her podcast. If that's who she want to interview, then that's her right? It's just like my platform. If I choose to interview somebody or whatever, I have the right to do that. This is my platform, right? But I also understood where there was outrage because people were saying, like, oh, well, she was saying that she was a DV victim or she was in a relationship that, um, you know, was violent at some point or whatever. That's what she was claiming. So they felt like it was hypocritical for her to give him a voice per se because he had been allegedly, accused, convicted, or what have you of DV to an extent, right? And so of course you have all these people like start, oh, we should cancel her, cancel her, cancel her. And it's like all because she want to do an interview, like with Jonathan Majors is crazy. So then of course the old clip of her kind of defending R. Kelly or whatever when everything was happening with him, that resurfaced and things like that. And so I get it, but again, I feel like those type of things are done purposely because um the goal is to cancel someone, right? Like someone does one thing that people don't like or the majority doesn't like, and then now there's like this move to take someone down or to interfere with their brand or their business, right? For some reason, I can't. send you a Snapchat. See, get so Cash App sent. Thank you so much, Lolita. I don't know why it's not letting you do that. That's weird. Anybody else having trouble? Let me know. But thank you so much, Lolita. I appreciate you, baby. So anyway, like I said, I could see it from both ways or what have you. And then the crazy part is, like I said in a previous live not that long ago, I talked about how sometimes we're so quick to, jump and assume that someone's doing something wrong, or what have you without getting the whole story. And sure enough, like I think the podcast interview that everyone was having a fit about happened last Tuesday for Kiki Palmer, and she did not, what's the word? What way do I want to say it? Basically, it wasn't what people thought it would be, right? Like she wasn't okay with like aspects of it or whatever. So again, sometimes we jump the gun and we want to cancel people without, letting things play out. So I just wanted to say that. But anyway, so back to, like I said, why this live is happening. I saw the quote, and this is the quote, y'all. It says, social media is like money. It takes on the morality of the user. It can bring out the best and the worst of people, right? And I'm like, it's one of those quotes that kind of make you just stop and think, right? Because I'm like, yeah, that is kind of true. Like social media is like money. It takes on the morality of the user, right? So like say me or Lolita hit a lick, right? We struck gold, we won the lotto or whatever, right? How me and Lolita handle money is probably going to be different, right? Because we're two different people, right? And so now that money is going to take on the morality of the user, right? So you could have all the money in the world, but what you do with it is going to be based on your morality and not someone else's, right? Because we see people who have money and they do things differently. Thank you so much, Peace Be Still, baby. Good morning. Happy Monday. And so that's just an example. I'm like, that's true. Social media is like that, right? Because we all come on here and we're like, oh, how can people do this? Or how can people say this? Or how can people, blah, blah, blah? Because social media is used and abused based on the morality of the user, right? Social media, just like money, it can reflect and amplify the values and behaviors of the people using it, right? And I was like, that's such a dope quote because it's true. It's freaking true. Like, that's why we're seeing some of the things that we see happen on social media, right? Like, some of us will come on here and we'll say, like, I don't care what happened. I would never do XYZ, right? And then you have some people who come on here and they have no boundaries. There are no boundaries, right? Especially if they're getting the results or the attention or the validation, that they are seeking. And so I think that's important to keep in mind when we are interacting on social media. And also as an adult, you know what I'm saying, disengage or remove yourself from platforms or social media outlets and things that do not align with what you believe. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, like, let's be real here, you can't control people's behaviors. You can't control, what people are going to do and what they're going to say or whatever. But what you can do is protect your peace, and you can protect your mental health and things of that nature. Lolita says, I'm gonna splurge a lot. Left my ass off. I'll be smart again. No, for real, Lolita. Now there we might be seeing eye to eye. I ain't gonna hold you because my life philosophy, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I do save. I do put away. I do invest all of that, y'all. Because no shade, I was about to pull all my money out from stocks because these people playing. But my husband was like, no, let it, just leave it there, whatever. But anyway, I do believe in, baby, I'm not working hard and not spending no money or not enjoying my money. Because guess what? If today is my last day and I take my last breath, baby, somebody else gonna spend my shit. So no, like, trust me, if I take my last breath today, it gonna be some money left, but I promise you I'm gonna be done enjoy most of my money. No shade. Hey Beverly, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. So I'm with you, Lolita. um Queen Bee, good morning. Happy Monday. How are you? I'm all Queen Fee, I'll be in your bushes, girl. I speak sometimes, but sometimes I just be laying low watching it all unfold. But you had a really dope live. Shout out to you. Um so anyway, so the choices people make, right? What to share, how to respond to people, how to spend their time online contribute to the broader culture of the platform, right? That's why, for instance, people know Like the culture of the YouTube platform is you can come on here, expose people, be ignorant, talk crazy, accuse people of shit that's not true, all of that. Like that's become the culture of YouTube, unfortunately, right? And YouTube basically does not intervene or do much, right? Unless there's some legal stuff going on, they don't really care, respectfully, right? Whereas if you take your hot self over to Facebook and think you're gonna carry on like that, baby, they finna shut your whole page down. Right? You're going to Facebook jail. They're not sparing you. Period. Even if you do something on accident, you could say you could be. Do y'all know how many times I've been to Facebook jail just from trolling in the comments? Like how I be trolling in y'all chats and stuff like that. I can't troll like that on Facebook because they gonna make it where I can't comment for 2 weeks and 4 weeks and all this other crazy. So that's why I don't go over there. I don't be on Facebook like that for real. Other than to post, you know what I'm saying, share my content or whatever, and then I slide because Facebook play too much, right? Same way with IG. IG ain't going. You know what I'm saying? And although like we laughing about it and it could be annoying, I kind of wish YouTube would implement more rules like that, right? Because I feel like the harassment and the craziness that happens on this platform, I feel like it will tone down a lot, right? And I ain't even gonna hold you. It's not just this sector, y'all. I've been watching some of the other sectors. It be the same shit going on. Y'all think this only happened over here? I'm telling you, it's not. I just be shaking my head because it's like, what? I thought only this sector do this. No, y'all. It's other sectors doing the same shit. They'll try to expose somebody. Perfect example, y'all. And I've shared some of this with y'all. I've shared some of this with y'all in a previous live, like bits and pieces, right? So I remember I was telling y'all about how people be I feel like it's a DoorDash sector now. I ain't even gonna hold you. So anyway, people be on her neck or whatever. Now it's become a thing of you got one content creator trying to say the other content creator is stealing their content, but they're reporting on the same shit, right? Like when all of us were covering La Truth and Brianna, right? The content creators. How could I say one of the other content creators are copying or stealing my content if we all reporting on the same damn person, right? Like obviously we're gonna probably have some of the same receipts. We're just gonna have a different perspective of the receipt, right? So basically this particular content creator kept trying to throw shots, like, oh, this person's stealing my content and all this other stuff. So eventually I told y'all she gets exposed and it was a mess, right? So then that situation ends. Now she's on a whole nother content creator's trail trying to get him to feud back and forth with her. And I was like, it's so crazy, right? Because it's always a female. It's always a woman that do this type of shit. I do not understand why women are like this. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's like, ma'am, just do your content. So now because she feels away because the guy, like, I'm not gonna hold you because I watch both of them. I like his breakdowns better because what I like about men versus women, when a man is exposing someone or speaking up about something or whatever, they stick to the facts, right? They not out here calling her bald headed and talking about her body and what she looked like. Or like they sticking to the facts, like they're sticking to the exposure, right? So that's why I like him. And he goes to like websites and shows like, okay, this is her channel. You can see right here she lost this many subscribers. She, you know what I'm saying? Like he's putting like numbers up, like he's trying to show you like the downfall of her platform and why it's happening because of her deception to her platform, right? Which I think is super dope because it's like, okay, this is how you would do an appropriate exposure instead of like, oh, let me pull her background and see how many niggas she slept with. Let me see how many baby daddies she got. Like that is just corny. Like I don't get it. Hey, open book, welcome in, baby. So anyway, long story short, now because this particular content creator feels rejected, right? Like people ain't checking for her or they not feeling her because not only are you exposing, like she was threatening to put the girl address out, all the same shit y'all see in this sector. She was threatening to put this girl address out. She calling her by her government name. I think one of them posted with the apartment complex this lady live in. Just crazy shit, right? Like you doing all this because you feel like she deceptive on YouTube. Like, come on. So anyway, because now she feels rejected, right? Like people not checking for her and they feel like she's going about it wrong. Now all of a sudden she back on DoDash side. So now she's doing content to say, oh, DoDash can revive her platform. This is some of the stuff she can do. And I'm laughing because I'm like, you was the one content creator that was putting this girl, threatening to put this girl address out. You know what I'm saying? Like you was coming at her hard as hell, but now because you feel like you're rejected to an extent, right? Just like what a lot of us have been talking about as it pertains to this sector, when they were saying people link up because of the dislike of others, things like that. That's exactly what's happening. Now because you feel like you've been 86, right? And they ain't even dogging her. They not dragging her. They just ain't fooling with her. They ain't watching her stuff. They don't care what she got to say. So now all of a sudden she back on. She back Team DoDash. And I'm like, girl. So I ain't commenting or nothing, y'all. I'm in the bushes just watching it all, but I'm just shocked and appalled because I'm like, wow, like this happens in more than just our sector. I thought our sector was the only slow sector. I thought we was the only one with the lunatics. There's lunatics all over this red app, respectfully. I was wondering why people were coming for her. Open book, basically she's just being very deceptive. Like she's not truthful. Like she'll put a product out and then won't give people their stuff. I guess like several years back, she had produced a hair curling or hairstyling tool. They call it the curl smiler or something. And she ended up, I guess, going viral with it or something. Like she sold more orders than she had. And so instead of her fulfilling the order, she just didn't. So a lot of people didn't get their money. So then she scratched that whole platform and then create another. So basically she's like creating platforms and then producing a product. She can't keep up and then she just disappears and starts over type deal, right? And so that's why they were, that's kind of why they're on her trail. And then she's also being deceptive. Like she'll upload content as if it happened right now, right? Like you'll see like a video of her on an airplane, like she going on vacation, and come to find out it was from 2 years ago or something, So like they just own her because they feel like she's being deceptive, basically, and she is. But I'm gonna be real with you, open book. I just feel like like that's her platform. I mean, like if shit. Like it's a lot of people on here being deceptive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get it. But I'm like, if these people gonna be gullible enough, like I used to watch her because I liked initially when she came out, she was super motivational, whatever. But my thing was like, if she want to be deceptive as hell, and people are just gonna be dumb and gullible and like go with it, then what's the problem? I mean, let's be real here. Most social media influencers are deceptive as hell. They will lie in your face, like, yeah, this my weight loss plan, and they done got some shit off of Google, right? So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but whatever. Queen P says, yep. Facebook got me blocked right now till May 3rd. Not May 3rd. Good Lord, that is a long time. That's why Thick Tongue act a plum fool like she do on YouTube. Exactly. That one. That's what I'm saying. Because people don't have no morals. And that let's be real here. That's why they all coming over here. Because now they picked up on the fact that they can act a damn fool and there's little to no consequence. Like straight up, ain't no consequence. I mean, come on, it's just like in school, right? That's why you have kids act up when they see a sub come through the door because they think, oh shit, I can turn up today because this person don't know what's going on. They don't know the rules. They don't know that we not supposed to do this, so I'm gonna act a fool. And I feel like that's why a lot of people coming over here. Plus, no shade, YouTube has made it easier for people to monetize, right? So now you can monetize at 500 subscribers. You're not fully monetized, but you can receive super chat, super stickers, things like that. Whereas that didn't used to be. You had to get that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, period, right? But that's all changed now. So it's easier for people to come over here and act the fool, and drama sells. So all they got to do is come over here, show their ass a couple times, and then boom, now you monetize because people watching your shit. So now your watch hours have racked up. People sending you, super chats and super stickers to drag somebody they don't like. Like it's just corny. So, Queen Fee says, but the other sector be pulling up for real. These motherfuckers just hit the live button. That part too, Queen Fee. Some of these people just like hearing themselves talk, and it's obvious. Open book says, no, it's happening everywhere, child. Yes, it is. I was blown away. I thought it was just our sector. Hey, Patricia, welcome in, baby. A lot of these content creators resharing older videos. Peach cut up her videos into shorts. Exactly, open book. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, again, for me, and again, maybe this is just a lesson I feel like I've learned from being a part of the sector. I just feel like let people do what they want to do with their platform, unless it's doing something to impact your life, or putting a blemish on your name, your brand, whatever. Who cares? I am not about to come on here every day and go check somebody's page to see what they posted and if they being accepted. I swear to God, y'all. I just be so tickled. Like the video I watched today, I ain't even gonna say because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm trying to be shady or nothing. But I was just tickled, like how the lens people will go to try to show you like how someone else was being deceptive. Like when certain things are pointed out, it's like how the fuck, how long did it take you to watch this video over and over to pick out this one little flaw to determine whether or not this video was old or not? Like I just be blown away. I be blown away, and I just don't have that kind of time. So whatever, to each their own. Um, but like, let me get back to my topic, y'all, before I start rambling. Hey, Pammy Pooh, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. So anyway, social media, I feel like it's like a mirror to society, right? It amplifies and it reflects the best and the worst of human behavior, right? When it is used positively, it can help connect people, share knowledge, promote good causes. Like we've seen people with fundraisers on here. We've seen people raise money on GoFundMe's. We've seen a number of things that I would consider a good cause, right? But it can also bring out negative traits like toxicity, misinformation, or just straight up division when it comes to people, right? Because it's basically being used irresponsibly and maliciously. Okay. Anyway, so I feel like the platform itself doesn't inherently have morality, right? It just is what it is. You come on here and you do what you want to do because it's the platform, right? That's why you have people like Mr. Beast or, other very big popular content creators that are on here and have been on here and are well established because the platform itself does not have morality. What you do on your channel is what you do on your channel, right? It's how people decide to use it that shapes the impact of the platform. And that is why I've said so many times, like, YouTube should be very careful with the things that they are allowing on the platform because the impact of the platform is being shaped into something totally different than what it used to be known for because of the things that they are allowing on the platform. And that is where I think it's crazy and it's also very scary. But in defense of any platform, it falls on us, y'all, as humans, right? What you allow is what's going to continue. So if you allow people to come on here and disparage you and decide that they're going to say all this crazy shit about you and dox you and all this, and you know that there are laws and things that will protect you from that, and you don't exercise your rights, then technically, can we blame the platform? You know what I'm saying? It's just like people who come up in uncertain. Like I watch a lot of true crime. Y'all know I always say that. Hey, how about me? Hi, what's good, baby? Happy Monday. So like I said, you guys know I watch a lot of true crime and stuff like that. And the thing with these true crime situations, when things happen, one of the first things they ask is, did you make a report? You're saying these things are happening because people will do shit and then be like, oh, it's self-defense, self-defense. Okay, is there a track record of you reporting stuff? Like, did you make a police report? Did you basically they're trying to see, did you do what you could do, right? Versus you just coming in here doing some crazy off the wall shit and there's no legal report or anything in place, right? And so I feel like because people feel like social media is just that, right? It's so low, you should take it lightheartedly and all, which you should, right? However, when the nature of it shifts as it pertains to you, then you also too have to shift. Hey, Tennessee girl, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. Um, and so that's the thing. It's like, so if you know that you're being used and abused on any social media platform and that there are laws and rights that will protect you, are you exercising your rights? right? And if you are not, then can you really technically blame the platform, right? Because again, like I said, the platform itself does not have morality. It's the people that come on here and what they do with it that will shape the morality and the impact of the platform. And that's why, like I said previously, you have platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever they ain't going for it because they don't want their platform to look a certain way, right? They don't want certain things to be displayed on their platform because it goes against what they believe. You know what I'm saying? It goes against their vision for where they want to take their platform. And I wish more people would think like this when it comes to content creating, right? Because if you care anything about your platform or your reputation, or hell, just about you being a decent human being, period, right? There's certain things that you wouldn't do, and there's certain things that you wouldn't say, regardless of how you feel, right? And it's one thing I said recently in another live where I was saying, I've gotten to a point now where when I'm deep in my feelings or I feel a way about something, a situation, or whatever, I won't come on here because, again, this is my platform, right? And let's be real here. Most people don't care. Most people do not care how you feel. They might listen because it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, they don't care. Right. And now you had a moment and you done left that shit on your platform. Now you done tainted your platform and or made people feel like that this is what your platform is made of. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why you created your platform, or this is a reputation of you. Right. And if more people paid attention to that, you wouldn't see some of the chaos that you see on here. Lolita says that sector is so freaking toxic. I unsubscribed to a lot of the content creators over there. I couldn't take them anymore. No, for real, Lolita, and that's that's why I really only watch one, and I really like him, like I said, because I feel like he sticks to the facts. Right? He ain't over there like, oh, she fat, she used to be this, she, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't doing too much. He's sticking to what's important. But I just was shocked and appalled because I'm like, not this lady finna have a whole sector about her, and she's literally just a content creator, right? Like, I'm like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe that's just a new way that people create content. I don't get it. There's just so many other things to talk about. Um, so anyway, social media platforms themselves have an enormous influence over how people interact, you know, with them or whatever. And so at the core, right, these platforms are businesses, y'all. These platforms are businesses. That's why they allowing us to come on here. That's why they take 45% of our earnings and shit like that, because these platforms are businesses, right? And it's crazy because you work so hard to hit the monetization, you know, minimum requirements and things like that, and then you reach them just for them to tap in on all your shit and snatch it if they feel like it at any point, right? So you need to consider all of this when y'all see some of the immorality and the horribleness and the wickedness that y'all witness on platforms, because people busting their ass because the money that they making is the remainder after YouTube or whatever platform they're on is taking it. And it's crazy because that's why you see people going to hell, right? Like they going to the deepest pit of hell because they want that check to say a certain dollar amount. And again, while YouTube has made it easier for people to monetize, they have also decreased in other ways, right? So yeah, you can monetize faster by, you know, getting 500 subs and you know, your watch hours. I think it's 500 subs and like 3,000 watch hours. You can start getting super chats and super stickers, right? However, the kicker is once you monetize, right, like fully monetize, they have lowered the amount that they're paying out on ads, right? So like when people, you know, you see the ads in people's lives or in their videos or whatever, that amount has decreased or what have you, right? So although you're able to get super stickers and all that, they're taking the 45% from that, and they have reduced the revenue that you're getting on your ads, right? So I just want to put this out here, y'all, so y'all can keep all this in mind when it comes to some of the behaviors and things that y'all are seeing and witnessing, because people are literally breaking their neck because that check ain't checking. Just like Facebook, y'all know how Facebook done smacked a few, almost all I ain't gonna say almost all. They have changed the way that they pay out over on Facebook, as well as demonetizing people for little to no, you know what I'm saying, reason or whatever. Or like Queen Fee says, she's out of it for until like May, which is crazy. That's like over a month. That's crazy, right? So they're doing these things. And so then you have people that come on here and they feel like, oh, okay, then let me show my ass for 3, 4 hours, dragging somebody. Let me ask for 55 to 100 super chats because people will do it, you know what I'm saying, just off of the strength of, oh, this is entertaining. Hey, Butterfly, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. So like I said, at the core, right, these platforms are businesses that make money based on user engagement, right? And so the more people spend, like the more time, I should say, people spend on a platform, the more data and all of that they generate, which is then monetized through ads and user engagement. Pay attention. When you see certain ads come across your screen, it's usually something that you'll use or that you have used or that you have an interest in or that is something very local to you. Like that is how the algorithm and things like that work because they pay attention to your behavior patterns, things that you like. That's why I'm not somebody that just goes around and like everything because I don't want all that shit on my timeline, respectfully, right? But that is how they determine your behavior patterns. If you pay attention, man, the algorithm, I ain't even gonna hold you. I kind of dislike it because I feel like it justifies, right? Like it, and I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself with these notes, right? It reiterates what you already believe because it's going to show you more of what you believe in, more of what you engage with, more of what you like, right? Which is crazy because sometimes we can like shit that ain't no good for us. Right? That's why some of us struggle with weight and the weight gain and weight loss and all because we bounce back and forth in between. One day we have a great day and we're making great food choices, and then the next day we on bullshit, right? Same way with social media. One day you might be watching multiple gospel sermons or whatever, right? The next day you right back to the BS, right? So the algorithm is smarter than you because they know what you like based on what you do the most. So that's what it's going to continue to show you, right? So anyway, with that being said, unfortunately, as I've mentioned before in previous slides, like platforms often prioritize engagement metrics like likes, shares, comments, the time spent, like I told you, your phone will tell you or whatever, over fostering healthy conversations and promoting accurate information, right? And that is why we'll stumble upon a content creator that's tucked away. It's a diamond in the rough. And it's like, how the hell doesn't this person get great views? How does this person not? How are people not watching this type of content, right? And that is because that is not get enough engagement, right? People don't care enough about themselves and their well-being. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why some of us don't do the things we should do. Like we know what to do, right? Like we know that the food that we eat ain't no good for us, but that's what we want. So that's what we're gonna go with. It's the same way with social media. And they understand that. And so they're not about fostering healthy conversations and promoting accurate information. They're about entertainment and engagement because that's what puts money in their pocket, point blank and period. Right. And so one of the darkest sides of social media, right, is how it can create echo chambers. Right. And this is what I was just talking about when I said I jumped ahead of my notes, right? Spaces where people are only exposed to views that align with their own is what an echo chamber is, right? Basically, it echoes back what you already like it reinforces your own thoughts and your own beliefs, right? And so this happens because, like I said, algorithms tend to prioritize content that resonates with your past behavior, right? It reinforces your existing beliefs and your actual opinions that you have currently based on your behavior patterns on social media across the board, right? I can type in Google right now, I don't know, concert tickets to blah blah blah, right? If I get off of Google and go on Facebook or even Instagram, guess what I'm going to see? An advertisement to a concert. And if it's the concert that I typed in, it's probably going to be to that. How much the tickets cost, or click here for tickets to blah blah blah. Perfect example, right? And so in these echo chambers, it becomes easier to forget about the fact that other perspectives exist, right? And misinformation or extreme opinions can go unchallenged because you feel like this is the only perspective because this is what I believe. This all you see, right? If you only believe, let's talk politics, right? If you're Team Trump, then guess what? You're only going to see information about that, right? Like I told y'all, I love true crime. So when I'm scrolling through my YouTube, timeline, when I refresh it, guess what keeps refreshing? Either people I subscribe to and that I watch frequently, or true crime videos, because that's what I watch the most. That's my algorithm. And it shows me more and more and more content creators that do true crime videos. That's how it goes. Hey, Shay T, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. Right? So, knowing this, my question to y'all is, could self regulation work? Right? Could taking a break from social media, right? Setting boundaries from screen time, and, actively curating the content that you see, right? Hitting that do not recommend on bullshit, right? Can that work? Can that self regulation work? Exactly, open book. Absolutely. It can work, right? Because it can help you gain more control over your online experience, right? Ain't nothing wrong. Trust me, ain't nothing wrong with a little drama, baby. Some of us watch some reality TV and it be juicy. Because I'll be like, what? Listen, Linda, okay? Sometimes ain't nothing wrong with a little drama here and there. But there's also a thing called self regulation, right? And just like Open Book said, yes, it can work, yo. Digital detoxes are a real thing, or just simply reducing engagement with toxic spaces could be a powerful tool in restoring your balance. Shout out to that one earlier in the comments. She was saying like how she had to disconnect from the YouTube streets for a while, right? Because it becomes too much. It's too much. It's exhausting. And to be real, I don't think a lot of content creators realize it is stressful for the supporters, right? And I can say that because I have tried to support people at times where I could not, because it was just too much. Like, it was giving me anxiety to be in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It just be too much. It's like, I can't do this because my real life ain't set up like this. Like, my real life does not require this level of drama and back and forth and bickering and, all the crazy. It's too much. And that's where the ball is in your court, right? Like, it bounces back to you, right? What can you do to protect your mental space, right? And that is why I deliberately didn't go live this weekend, because I feel like, you know what, maybe I should take weekends off, not just from work, obviously, right? But also from just everything else that usually, all the buzz that goes on, whether that's social media and real life at work and your friendships, whatever. You got to take a break. Like, you got to unplug. And so I took this weekend intentionally unplugged so I could spend time with my family and just relax and rest in the peace that I have in my real life. Right. And I want to say this, and then I'm about to get up off of here. When we hear the word PTSD, right, we often like associate it with direct trauma from like a physical harm or like war experiences for people in the military and things like that, right? But psychological trauma from social media is a real thing, y'all. And it can definitely impact your mental health. Hey, Robin, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. Right. So it's important to recognize that trauma caused by social media is real, y'all, and you deserve the same care and attention as someone who's experienced other forms of PTSD. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you've been associated with this sector as a content creator, supporter, whatever, I feel like many of us are suffering from PTSD to an extent. To an extent. That's why so many people are easily triggered, right? That's why so many people are quick to fly off. Hey, Rozzy, welcome in, baby. Because like a lot of us have experienced different levels of PTSD. Hell, there's been supporters that have been dragged, right? It's obviously content creators have been dragged and docs and things of that nature. Hey, Unchosen, welcome in, baby. Happy Monday. So I just want to say, don't think that you may or may, like, let's just say this. Don't think that it's too far-fetched to think that you are suffering from some level of PTSD as it pertains to social media, right? And it may not all be from this sector. It could be from a number of things. There's so much nonsense going on. Even when I go on my Instagram, it's all type of craziness on the timeline. Like, the most bizarre stories I've ever seen. And it's like, is this for real? Like, the story be so bizarre, y'all. I'll go look it up myself. Like, did this really happen, or is this like an AI story? Like, that's how intense social media has become. And it's crazy because a lot of us have children, right? And so that's concerning that this is the type of stuff that they're exposed to just by simply coming on social media, right? Because most children who are innocent or what have you, they coming on because they feel like it's a social experience, right? They want to see what's going on. They want to see the latest TikToks. They want to see this and see that. And it's crazy because they're seeing grown adults on here disparaging people, doxing people, attacking people, purposely giving other adults PTSD, like literally creating platforms to bully and assassinate people's character and accuse them of horrible, heinous things, when there are real people out here who actually have committed some of the things that they're accusing other people of committing. That's crazy. So, um, that's pretty much what I wanted to tell y'all today. You know, social media is like money, y'all. The morality of it and what you witness and see here on social media, it depends on the user, whether that's the content creator or the supporter. It all comes down to the morality of that, right? And so, in all fairness, it doesn't necessarily fall on the platform. I mean, it does to an extent, right? Because they do have the power to, remove certain content and remove, people who are bullying and things of that nature. But I'm saying outside of that, right? When the platform will not do the things that they should do, right? Or that you feel like they should do, that is when you as a person should exercise your rights and do what you have to do to protect you, your peace of mind, your mental health, your privacy if you're being doxxed or attacked or whatever. Like there are laws and rules that will protect you from that. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for coming through. I know this was short and quick. I don't like to keep y'all longer than necessary, but I feel like I got my point out or what have you. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Monday. Thank you so much for those of you who sent me super chats, super stickers, cash apps, whatever way you supported my channel today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly, truly mean that. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Get to the bag. It's the beginning of a brand new week. Refresh, restart. Um, and yeah, in the words of Queen Fee, go be great on purpose. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on my next live. I'll talk to you guys soon.